In our last episode, we started moving our shipping container. We hired Don to come out and help us, and he got our shipping container almost where we wanted it, but not quite due to our limited drivable space in front of its final location. Ginger even got his truck hooked up to one corner and pulled while Don pushed, which ended up helping, but still didn't fully work. With Don out of ways to help us, we were on our own to try and figure out how to finish moving our shipping container into place. Time was of the essence, since all of our belongings were still sitting outside till we could load them back into the shipping container. We needed to think of a solution. Fast. Welcome to Ginger and the Giant. Ginger's truck was still hooked up to the container, so he pulled a little farther to hopefully pivot it into place.
Was a little bit more. It did move.
That idea needed some help, so we had to think of something else. And when I say we, I definitely mean Ginger. He grabbed his car jack to see if it could somehow lift the container to see if his next idea would work. There wasn't a spot for the car jack to fit underneath the container, so Ginger shoveled out the corner. That worked, but could it lift the shipping container?
It looks like it's moving it.
It's actually moving it better.
Yeah.
We moved the plywood and put some small logs underneath the corner, then tried to pull with the truck once again.
Doing good, babe. Doing good. Got way more room here now.
Ginger seemed to be onto something, so he adjusted the plywood and pulled from his truck another time, but it didn't want to budge. So we reevaluated and determined we needed to jack the container back up and add more logs to hopefully give us the leverage we needed. We were honestly so surprised and thankful that this car jack was doing as much as it was. I went and grabbed the next log when Ginger startled me.
What? Why put it on there?
Did anyone else notice that the spider survived? Ew. The last logs were set in place, the car jack was moved out of the way, and it was time for another truck pull.
Well, now we can push it in.
With what room?
That last pull worked too good. Definitely not something we were expecting. It was time to try from the other side. Once the logs were set in place again and the chain was attached to the back corner of the container, Ginger put the truck in four-wheel drive and drove it past the container to get the right angle.
You're just digging. Digging.
That obviously didn't work, but we weren't done trying yet. We added more logs and repositioned what we thought may have been the issue.
It's moving. A little bit. That angle is not easy.
We knew it could be moved more. There was just something holding it back, and Ginger was determined to figure out what that was. His next idea was adding a second chain so his truck could be positioned further up our hill in harder soil, which would hopefully give him more traction while pulling. Which bought us another couple of feet. When that didn't work anymore, it was time to readjust all the logs and plyboard under the container once again. It was a lot of back and forth for Ginger, pulling from the truck, jacking up the container, adjusting the logs, releasing the jack, resetting the chain, and starting the cycle all over again. But we could see that every pull was getting the container closer to where we wanted it, so it was worth the effort. That pull was what we needed from that end, so I grabbed the chain and drug it back to the other side of the container while Ginger drove the truck around to get positioned to pull from the front side.
I'm gonna attempt to pull this, see how much of it, if it just pivots or if it shifts over.
Now that I was smart enough to put up a camera on a tripod, I could be of more help to Ginger. Or still just watch from a lesser distance and wonder how I could actually help him.
You lifted up the corner. It's pivoting. It's getting away from the wall.
We were getting so close, then this one pull set us back because it pivoted from the middle instead of the back end staying in place. This was already a lot of work, and this was not what we wanted to happen, but we weren't giving up yet. We just put our heads down and adjusted the logs and reattached the chain to Ginger's truck for the next pull.
It's pivoting still.
Ginger went back up on the hill for pull number 12, and then moved the chains from the back bottom corner to the back top corner for pull number 13. We used the same connection point for pull number 14, we just pulled from a different angle. Then we moved everything to pull from the front of the container for pull number 15.
It's coming. It's coming.
It was time to move the logs from the long sides of the container to the short sides, which should help us move the container closer to the concrete wall. We also pulled out another strap to connect between the container and our second vehicle. Not recommended for this kind of work, but hey, we were being resourceful. The idea here was that Ginger would be pulling from the hill in his truck while I held or slightly pulled below with the car to stop any more pivoting. It wasn't doing quite what we expected, so Ginger had me pull solely from the car. Who else saw that coming? A quick retie later, we were back up and running.
Ooh, oh, it's just tipping, but it is kind of coming. You are inching it. You are inching it. It's a little bit touching the wall, but only at the top.
We had to get the base of the container closer to the wall, so Ginger brought the truck around to pull from the bottom front corner once again.
Yeah, it's pivoting back. Yeah, pivoting.
We were definitely missing something. We lifted the container to investigate closer and found the culprit.
All right, we've been struggling with this for a little bit. Couldn't figure out what's going on. Check this out. Right in the middle, we have a log just chilling. I'm gonna get a better shot. There it is, the log.
Now that we knew what was going on, we could fix it and hopefully finish getting the shipping container in place.
You're bringing it. Okay.
We finally got one corner where we wanted it. All we had to do from here was remove the logs from the front, reconnect a strap from the front container corner to our car to ensure it wouldn't move again, and pull the back corner of the container from the hill. We saw a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's pulling the top of it. It's definitely not getting the bottom where we need it to scoot in. It's not touching the wall yet. You can do more. Nothing. You're tight. I have an idea.
Since the chain was digging into the hillside, we placed a log underneath it to hopefully prevent it from being ineffective.
You did it a little bit. Oh, you're close, honey. Did the log come undone? Let me check. Yeah, the log is down and the chain is buried again, but you did get that twice and it is closer. If you were able to do that.
One more time.
so close. If you did that one more time. I think you're good, honey. I think you did it.
Got a lot of stuff on her. Okay. Boom.
Woo!
Ginger made his trek down the hillside for the last time. We cleaned up what we could and took a moment to soak up this victory.
Just ended a very long day,
The longest for Sterling. He worked all day and then he came home and he worked all day.
but that's normal. That's this life. That's what it is.
Right, but today was exceptional because our shipping container got moved.
Oh, you
It's
can't
here
see.
with us.
It's right there.
It's not down there. It's
We-
here with us.
My truck and chain and logs got it done. Hey, shut the door, buddy. Shut the door. Were you raised in a barn? Shut the door. Anyway, we're just wrapping up the night and we're gonna go get some rest. So.
Oh, look in here! First, I want to broom this out.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
After a long day of getting the container situated yesterday, we were tired, but still excited for the progress made, and we couldn't wait to get our stuff organized next to our living space. Ginger ensured the container was level, then we proceeded to fill it with our belongings once more. This is another game changer here at the property, just one more thing to make our lives a little easier out here. If you liked anything you saw or just want to help a hardworking couple to succeed, please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Your support means more than you know to us.